Dutch Motogp 2024, Heavy Challenge. Marquez beats Bagnaia. Like a lick of spit, Marco Bezzecchi has officially joined the Aprilia team for the 2025 to 2026 season.
Here's the next news.
The 2024 Dutch Motogp at the Assen circuit will be a tough challenge for Marc Marquez to beat Francesco Bagnaia, Sunday, 36th. After being announced as Ducati's factory rider in Motogp next season, Marquez's demand to continue his good performance in Motogp this season will continue. Out of the 7 races held this season, Marquez was on the podium 8 times. Marquez's podiums are 3 in Grand Prix races and 5 in sprint races. Next, Marquez will face the 2024 Dutch Motogp, one of the most difficult races for the rider known as the Baby Alien to win. Since appearing in Motogp in 2023, Marquez has only won the Dutch Motogp twice, 2014 and 2018. The rest Marquez 4 times second podium and once third podium. Marquez can return to confident pursuit of victory in the 2024 Dutch Motogp after riding the Ducati Desmosedici GP23 this season, but the Severa-born rider will have to face the cunning of Francesco Bagnaia. Bagnaia, who will be Marquez's Ducati teammate next season, has won the Dutch Motogp twice in the last 2 seasons. Pecco Bagnaia's achievement will be a unique challenge for the Baby Alien. This season Marc Marquez is not too ambitious in chasing victory or the MotoGP championship title. Even so, Marquez does not object to still wanting to feel a tie victory in MotoGP 2024. Since 2023, Marquez has won 59 victories in MotoGP. When the number 60 comes, then it will come. But I think it will happen this season. I don't know when, but I'm not obsessed with it, said Marquez. Aside from spitting, Marco Bezzecchi has officially joined the Aprilia team for the 2025 to 2026 season. Marco Bezzecchi's plan to move from VR46 to Aprilia in the MotoGP transfer market presents an interesting side. Marco Bezzecchi was officially announced as an Aprilia rider for Motogp 2025 on Monday, the 24th of June 2024, after signing a multi-year contract. Bezzecchi will join forces with Jorge Martin, who first signed the deal at the beginning of June. Bezzecchi's move to Aprilia presents a unique story because of the efforts of the original manufacturer Noal in obtaining the services of Valentino Rossi's student before. 4 years ago, in 2020 to be exact, Aprilia offered Bez the opportunity to debut in the King's class due to the abandonment of Andrea Iannone, who stumbled on a doping case. However, Bezzecchi refused. The rider from Rimini chose to stay in the Moto2 class with VR46, a team that ended up being a port in his premier season in the King class. The Aprilia RSGP motor at that time was still hot. Alex Espargaro as El Capitan was stranded in 17th place in the final standings with a best result of finishing 8th. I have to work hard and think deeply about my future, said Bezzecchi in the launch of the VR46 team at Moto2 2021, reported by Crash.net. I hope to do so well this season that there are more doors open for me next year. Bezzecchi was not the only one to refuse. There are 2 riders of his generation who also turned down the opportunity to appear in the King's class with Aprilia, namely Fabio Di Gianantonio and Joe Roberts. The name of the last-mentioned rider is even still in the Moto2 class and is now one of the candidates for Aprilia's satellite team, Trackhouse Racing. Bez was the first rider I offered a place 4 years ago, when we were still a mess, said Aprilia Racing CEO Massimo Rivola, as reported by GP1. Rivola laughs as he remembers Aprilia's gloomy period. The presence of the former Ferrari sporting director in 2020 is not enough to convince the target drivers that the revival will soon arrive. The entry of Rivola eased the workload of Aprilia's chief engineer, Romano Albiagino, who was finally able to focus entirely on development instead of managing the team. In 2021, the hard work of Albiagena et al. Appeared with the overhaul that the Aprilia RSGP motor finally received after not much had changed for years. The development of the motor that continues to accelerate makes Aprilia's performance continue to increase. The first podium was achieved at the British GP 2021, followed by pole position, plus the first victory at the Argentine GP 2022, then a 1-2 podium at the Catalunya GP 2023. Most recently, Maverick Vinales delivered a perfect weekend with a pole and victory in the Sprint and Grand Prix races at GP Americas 2024. Aprilia also transformed from an unwanted team into a promising team. From trash to pearls. For information, Aprilia is the only manufacturer other than Ducati that has consistently won races in the last 2 seasons. Lucky for Bezzecchi, he was finally chosen by Aprilia, who had to find 2 new riders at once because they would lose Espargaro and Maverick Vinales. Aprilia will be Bezzecchi's first manufacturer team in the Motogp class. His chance to join Ducati has been closed because it was Marquez who was chosen as Francesco Bagnaia's tandem for the next 2 seasons. According to Rivola, contact with Bezzecchi, who is under the management of the VR46 Riders Academy, has happened since the beginning of this season. His manager contacted us at the beginning of the season, said Rivola. First we wait for Alex's decision, then in Mugello, after we focus on solving our priorities, and the second driver is one of them. The process went very naturally. Marco wanted to join us, race with our bike, that made us very happy. For us it was an obvious choice, everything went quickly, and we had the opportunity to have an Italian driver. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to always support this channel to get the most complete information about MotoGP. Thank you.